Hi, hi, hi. Let me just hold on for a while and we wait for everyone to come in. Yeah, let me do a little bit of sharing first. Yeah. Wait. Just a moment here. Okay, good. Now, can I turn off the... Just... Okay, wait. Share. Got it. Hi, everyone. Now, if you are in the house, can I trouble you to say hi? Right? Let's see who is in the house. Kevin in the house, Robin in the house. Hello, everyone. And just a hold on for a while before we get everyone to come in. If you're in the house, can you give me a light? Give me a light that loud and clear. Okay. The sound loud and clear. Sound visual good. Very good. Okay, good. So let me see. Just take a little bit of time to do a little bit of the this what you call that, the technical part. Okay. Now, got it. Okay. Can you hear me? Yep. Loud and clear. Hi, Nguyen from this Vietnam. Hopefully everything is good for you there. Let me see here. Give me a moment to check it out. Let me see. How do I do this a little bit better? Let me go through. Okay, got it. Now, we have Simon in the house, Changkon, Charles T. How are you doing? So you're doing a lot of online what you call that, this training. I think that's very good. Yep. Okay, so just give me some time. Let's see. Joanne Rao, Wong Mi Ling is inside. Okay, today we are going to share very interesting talk about content is king. Now, very much that we always say that content is king, viral content. But what is all this about, right? Because it's actually almost third week already. It's already the third week of MCO, and during these 3 weeks, you have a lot of people that start to go into online, start to share Facebook posting, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, all sort of things, right? And in this way itself, like people kind of, I was just wondering, like, what is the purpose of social media? That's why I came about this topic. This topic is called Content is King. Now, it's divided in two parts. The first part will be I sharing about what is content is king. And the other half part, we will get our guest of honor. Today will be Mei Tan, all the way will be joining us from Penang. That's what we are going to see today. Okay, let's see who is in the house so that we can actually get say hi to them a little bit. Darren just joined. Okay, Robin join, Benjamin join, Jerry join. Now, this Nguyen say I'm here. Good. Thanks, Evelyn Chu. Thanks. Good. Now, Yvonne. Hi, Yvonne. Simon. Okay, stay home. Okay, how are you doing in the MRCA? I hope that you're doing well. Hi, Sokon. Oh, good. Okay, now. Good. So now, come and see the sound. How do I turn off the sound a little bit, right? So, Here you go. Okay, wait. This kind of wow, very tricky. Let me go into the High Fly Asia first. We're still a little bit early. Let's go. We have a bit of time to go. If you're in the house, can you trouble you to like, comment, and share so that more people will able to have a feel about, understand about this content is king, because this is a very interesting topic that all of us are very keen to find out more about it. And a lot of people has asked me to give me to share more about the what you call that about this topic, because particularly they want to find out more about how to go about giving good content to their audience. Now, the whole thing is, if you do not give good content to your audience, what will happen? Well, they'll feel that the audience will feel that there's nothing value added by watching your Facebook Live, or nothing value added by watching your YouTube. So it's very important that we're very mindful about what kind of content that we put in on the social media, because it must be value added. If not, then don't do it for the sake of doing it. Because like the last 3 weeks, I see a lot of people start becoming like chef, becoming like TikTok influencer. You know, like a lot of times, I think it's fun, it's fine, but maybe we can put a little bit of effort into finding out what could be the topic that more people wants to find out, right? And one more thing is like this, is like recently we talked about how government, I mean, they recently just announced the second stimulus to support. But before that is like how the first stimulus is not nothing to do with the I mean, didn't support the SME. So the whole Facebook, right, the whole Instagram, right, everyone is talking about this topic. I find that it's fine, it's the hot topic to talk about. But if let's say one person talk about it, 10% talk about it, wow, it become very, very jaded already, because everyone is repeating the same topic again. So in this case itself, I particularly want to share a little bit more about content, because share content that is in your thought leader, is in terms of your expertise, that can be highly favored, highly value added to your audience during this period of time. So how do you gel your topic, your expertise into the MCO time? That is most important. Okay, before we start, let us say hi to some of the people. Now, Darren is in, Christopher, Benjamin Hin, hi, Jerry. Now, everyone is good. Elvina is in. Thank you for watching all the way from Kuching. Helen Chai is in. Ernie is saying hi. Hi, everyone. Now, Rayleigh, okay, Vicky Howe, Wilson, M. Yazid from Singapore. Amin is in. Thanks for joining. Jason Lau, Kenneth Ho, Sharafu, Angie Gao, all in. Okay, let's see. Now, okay, let us go into, should we start? Okay, let's go into the content scheme. Now, every time I say something, my team will write all the points into your comment. And from there itself, you can actually, don't have to take so much, you can take notes, or you can later part, you can always watch back and refer back all my notes. Yeah. Now, very important thing is, if you like this Facebook Live, can I trouble you to like, comment, and share this Facebook Live, because at least more people will benefit from this content, right? Okay. Now, the first part that is very important thing that you need to do is, what is your goals? What is your goals and definitions into doing all the social media posting and social media live? There must be a goal, right? If it's for fun, right, I feel that you waste, I think a lot of people will waste the opportunity already. Because if it's for fun, right, you waste the opportunity of the window. This window opportunity is very strong, because like this MCO, right, all the eyeball is on the social media. It's the best to push what? It's the best to push your online personal branding. It's the best to push your company. How does it re-strategize next? It's also very good for you to push your online strategy. But if you don't take the opportunity during this MCO period to go and craft it, it's very tricky, because at the end of the day, right, you miss out this period, right? The eyeball is not that strong. So that's why to all my clients, I really emphasize them to take this opportunity. I'm not too sure. There is a saying that the MCO will be extended another 2 more weeks. So with that itself, we have more time to be launching whatever online campaign that we have. Now, first of all, is what you're trying to accomplish during doing all this Facebook Live. Cannot say that it's for fun. Cannot say that it's why you just want people to like you or things like that. It must be a purpose. Like for me, whenever I do my Facebook Live or online networking or even webinar, it's always to push my expertise on online personal branding and online business branding, how to push it to the audience, how to value add to them, to help them to re-strategize for this part of the journey. Because at the end of the day, right, online is going to be way of life. It will be a part of us already. So if you don't go and embrace it now, eventually you need to embrace. So rather than wait, why don't we do it in such a way to be a first mover advantage? And that will be quite helpful in that sense, isn't it? So now, another thing is when you do this Facebook Live, you also need to ask for feedback. What kind of feedback? You can ask for feedback how you know that your content is on track for you to achieve your goals or not. Because the goals, right, later part we will share how to measure the goals. All of us, we have different goals in terms when we do our social media. So in this case itself, every time after you finish doing your posting or finish doing your Facebook Live, you really need to get feedback to see that does everything go according to how you want it to go or not? Does it really value add according to what the audience want? Because most of the time, right, content, a lot of people, when they craft their content, they craft the content according to what they want to say. But the right way is actually you need to craft the content according to what the audience want to hear, want to know. So if you be a bit more sensitive to craft content according to that particular point of view, then you will be very amazing in terms of your content crafting. Now, of course, in Malaysia, there are quite a lot of people, quite a handful that is also very good in terms of their crafting content. I really love to follow them, share them. But the last thing you want to do is monkey see, monkey do. It means someone say this, then you follow. Someone say this, you follow. Don't. Because you must have a unique identity of yourself. Okay? Just be a thought leader of your industry, how you can value add people during the MCO, that will be, and how you can help people going to online. I think that will be a very perfect topic that most people want to hear. Okay, so okay, just here, TC agreed. Yeah, Ivana Lau, hi, Alexa Yo, Caston Lei, Wilson, yeah. Oh, Caston all the way from how is Vietnam? Is it all good there? Okay, so if you like this Facebook Live, please like, comment, and share. I would much appreciate. So now let's say before I continue again, can you all give me a nice like or not? Like. Okay, so that I'll be more motivated, because here itself, you know, doing all this Facebook Live and webinar, you need to self-high one, no? Self-high means you must, because you don't have reactions, the only reaction is all the comment. So all the day you just self-high, you must make it better, because the energy can transfer over to the audience, right? So we have Samuel who say hi, Carol say hi. So if any question regarding content is king, please let me know so that I will be able to answer your questions, okay? So we talk about the goals and definition. You must to have what is your goals, what is your purpose of creating all this content. There must be a, for me itself, is I want to push my online personal branding to help to support more people to craft their personal branding online and to craft their business branding online. So in this case itself, I have my purpose, and all the things that I do got to hover around this. 80% will talk about my work, 20% I talk about my lifestyle. Because frankly speaking, I feel like fun is nice, but most important thing is whenever I want to say something, it must be value add to the audience. Yeah. Okay. So the measurement methodology. Now I kind of graph it out into a few measurement that you can do. You can do awareness measurement. So awareness measurement goes like that. How many impressions you have from the effort? How many views you have from the effort? So my team will be sharing it and put it inside. And perception. Perception is what? How do people perceive you? You can use brand survey. Brand survey means, okay, let's say for me, I want to push that I'm an online personal branding strategy. So after a while, when I start pushing it, I want to ask people, do they actually perceive me that I'm an online personal branding expert or an online business branding expert? If they say yes, majority of them, then I already achieved my perception value already. Now, social sentiment is like that. You need to ask people for good feedback that whether what you are doing is people like you or not, people favor you or not. Does people want to hear what you're saying or not? Because likability is very, very important here. Yeah. Okay. Considerations. Then you move into, because every effort that you do, you need to have a call to actions. The call to action means at the end of the day, what kind you want? Right? You want engagement. What kind of engagements? Does they engage with you or not? Did they talk to you or not? The traffic, is it high or not? And then whether, if let's say, like for me, I want to push more people to go to my webinar the next day, which is every Thursday, 8 o'clock. So that's why I have my join this message under this page here. So all this join, you can register over here, and my team also can give you the link here to register. Now, whoever register is considered a lead to me. It means these people want to find out more about how I can support them on their online personal branding strategy. So in this case itself, I can measure from that leads. So you need to measure the leads accordingly, whether it's cold leads. Usually, if people want to listen to you, it's a warm leads already. How you're going to convert them to hot leads and convert them into client, that one is up to your capability of doing your content, right? Now, after that, you also can measure in terms of conversion. How many people that comes to your webinar, how many people actually kind of want to hire you to be get you as to help them in your industry? Or for me, I measure in terms of how many new clients I get, how many new mentee I have, how many students I have. So that go into the decision making quality. Of course, the funnel, you actually start from here. It will become smaller and smaller, but it's okay because you kind of drill them down, because the people who, when you drill them down, those people who like you, those are the qualified ones. You want people that buy you, like you, to be your client, because that is the most ultimate client that you can get, because they are the nicest and the most treasure your support one. And after that, you can do a post-purchase measurements, which means how many of the people, even though they never become your clients, but they join you, they become your fans, they become your follower. It's fine, because sometimes people do not want to buy directly. So they want to find out more from you first. So you can measure in terms of your fans, your follower, and you also can measure in terms of those people that buy from you already, what is their feedback. All these things are the post-purchase part of it. Now we go into the content crafting. Now here itself, I'm going to give you a very, very simple one. The reason why is because next week Facebook Live, I'm going to share about 7 ways on how to create viral content. Today, we talk about why content is king. So in this content crafting, let me tell you, all your posting, you need to have 5 main emotional reactions. If your posting would have all these 5 main emotion reactions, you are on the right track. So the first one is what? The first one is whenever someone see your posting or see your Facebook Live, they will find like, oh, you're so good. Thanks for sharing, because you really inspired me. Or you really, whatever you share, helped me. So you get them into the mode, means they appreciate. It means they are full of gratitude, because you are sharing something that is so wonderful, that value add to them. If you could do that, then you're on the right track. The second one is, how can you create content that make them wonder? Wonder what? Okay, some people like say, maybe some doctor actually say this content. How should we design medications that can cure COVID-19? Like all these things, wonder. If someone actually posts this kind of topic, you want to go and hear. Why? Because it's very relevant to what we are doing now. If you can, it means we wonder what is going on. Because like for me, my curiosity is damn a lot one. I really wonder, why is this way? Why is this that way? Now, I kind of craft my posting for tomorrow that I'm going to talk about in the current, this COVID-19, how is it going to influence the globalizations, all the globalizations way of doing things. I think it's very interesting if you start monitor it from the world perspective, Asia perspective. So if you can make people wonder what are you trying to solve, I think you're also on the right track. If you can craft content that make people anxiety, kanchong, very kanchong, okay, like how, like I said, okay, do you know that MCO can create depression? Oh, then you say, it's true, because we hardly talk to people all the time. And like for me, I only talk to my xiaobai, which is the bear. on the daily basis. Of course, you go to grocery, you don't really start conversation with people because people don't really want to talk to you. So for the past 3 weeks, I've been like alone talking to myself or talking to you guys and maybe voice call. Somehow, somewhere, I feel a little bit depressed. Why? Because I somehow feel that if you meet human face to face, there's this human energy, the human touch of it. So if let's say that the topic goes like that, MCO can create depression. Oh, that part can create the anxiety of yours. So in this case itself, you also want to go and find out more about that, right? Correct, right? So far, if you all agree with me, can you all just say yes, because then I know that you all are listening today and you like this. Just say yes if you like it. Okay, so I've touched the 5 main emotional reaction. Number 1 is awe. You might get people awe. You can make people wonder. If you can make people wonder that whatever you're doing can solve something, then you get on the right track. You get people anxiety. Example, like just now I gave you a topic already. MCO can create depression. If you kind of share this topic, a lot of people will come and join. Why? Because they know they are on the way to there if they are not very positive. So if you could share that, you kind of like make people feel that you are also sharing topic that they want to listen. Now, if you can create content that can make people sad, I tell you, a lot of people on the social media like to be sad. That's why they like to watch sad movie, watch sad news, listen to sad things. Well, it's another way to get it viral, another way for people to go and see you. Example, which is going on very well now in this online world. How government is not supporting SME. Now, this topic, so sad, right? So a lot of people will start joining and listen and things like that. So if you're doing that kind of topic, you go into that zone. But for me itself, I don't like to go into sadness. Because why? Because it's a negative energy. So I like to go into the positive one. But definitely, if you can make people into the sadness part, you also get a lot of followers and people like to hear from you. It works, it definitely works, but it's just not my style. Now, the next one is funny. Okay, anything that got to do with funny things, it also can be viral. That's the reason why everyone is going to TikTok and all these things, right? But for me, I feel that funny is fine, but it must be funny with purpose. If you can do it with funny with purpose, then it's amazing. Example, if you could put it into something that you want to value add. Example, like let's say, okay, how can you brand yourself funnily online? Or maybe how can you do something in the when you want to teach something, but you do it in the funny part. So if you could do that, then I think it's a lot of people want to find out, because people like a personality that is very funny, like to make joke on themselves. Because if you could do that, then you're on the right track. Because the last thing when you watch social media, you want someone that's so serious. If you get someone so serious, right, quite unlikely they will like to see, because they will be very stressed and very boring. Okay, so that one. And another one I wanted to share with you, if you do not know what content to write, I'm going to give you this link. This link is called trends.google. The Google trend is something that you can go in and find out what Malaysia is talking about in Google for the past 1 day, 1 week, and 1 month. And you, from here itself, based on the topic that people, the Malaysians want to hear, you can actually craft your content according to the topic of the day, or topic of the month, or topic of the week. With that itself, you're also on the right track, because these topics are the most people who wants to hear. So you can see from the comment that is called trends.google.com. So you can actually go there and find out. Okay, so before I go into the next one, let us see who is in the house. Right, Amy in the house. Hi Larissa. Hi Andy. Hi Carsten. Now, hi Jason. Now, if you're in the house, can you please like, comment, and share? Mei-Ling say yes, definitely. So you go. Now, Jovi, how is it in Singapore? Ernie, very good. Wilson, Hong Yi is in the house. William Kong, Carter Chia, Annie. So let me say hi to here, okay? So if you have any question regarding this, please help me to do that. We have Yan Kai in the house. Hi, brother. How is everything? Now, today's topic is on content is king. I think you will like it, so that you will see how it goes. Hi, Brian. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so now we are at the part that on the content crafting. Now, the other say is what then the fourth part you need to do is to select the appropriate social media platform. Now, there's so many media platforms, right? There's Instagram, Facebook, webinar, LinkedIn, YouTube. Now, if your content is good enough and generic enough, it can be used in all the platform. But if your platform, if your content are purely for the Instagram, it's very hard to push it into the LinkedIn. So when you craft content, since it's already a hard work, try to craft content that you can push in all the 5 platforms, because then it can give you a lot of benefit to your audience, right? For me itself, first of all, I push into my Facebook. Then after that, I have a recorded version of my Facebook Live. I push it into my YouTube, because the YouTube will be picked up by Google. The Facebook stay in the Facebook ecosystem. So that's how you play around with that, okay? Now, if you like this, whatever I'm sharing so far, please, can you try and trouble you to like, comment, and share this posting so that more people will actually find out more the importance of content is king, yeah? Okay, so after you craft your content, you choose appropriate social media platform, you go into the next part called storytelling. Let me tell you, storytelling is an art. You need to tell story. Your Facebook posting need to tell story. Your Facebook posting is not telling theoretical. Someone on the other side is your friend listening. So you have to craft the content into like a storytelling. Let me tell you today what I feel about MCO. So it feels very relatable. That's why your content, even for your Facebook Live, from your webinar, don't be so serious. Make it into a storytelling. Craft it into what kind of story can you craft it into the whole thing. Like put this in, put it there, and then it becomes like the content becomes very interesting, because everyone loves to listen to story. Everyone wants to have a good storyteller sharing a good story to them and make it into the value, those points, but make it into so easy for me to listen and I don't get bored. So because a lot of times you must ask the audience. If the audience feel, hey, how come your 1 hour sharing is so fast? I don't even feel like it's 1 hour. Then you're on the right track, because they are immersing into your world. And storytelling pull your audience into your world, because that helps it very well. So like here itself, for me, a lot of you know that I was previously a flight attendant. I never trained myself into, I've never liked writing. I never write copywriting. I never write, and my command of English is horrible and things like that. But when I started to go into my own business, I forced myself to love copywriting, because at the end of the day, right, it's your copywriting skills that makes everything work. How you present, how you share online, how you talk, how you convey, how you sell, all these are storytelling after storytelling after storytelling. So I would recommend you to start telling points, present your companies according to a storytelling format, okay? Now, after that, you go into a keyword strategy. Keyword is very important, because every one of us, right, we need to have at least 3 major keywords to support us at any point of time. Why only 3? Because human mind, right, your audience, right, more than 3 keywords, right, they cannot remember you. Right? Like for me itself, what kind of keyword I want people to remember? Brand yourself is 1 keyword. Number 2, entrepreneur. Number 3, online personal branding strategy. So day in, day out, whenever I do anything, I try to incorporate these 3 keywords into my content, so that automatically you plant the seed to your audience. Why I say 3 but not more than 3 is because your audience cannot remember more than 3 things. Everything is in the power of 3. So craft your 3 keywords very well. If you want to find out more about how to craft these 3 keywords, join me at my webinar tomorrow. The link is below, so you can sign up, and the webinar is free. I will be touching more about how to do your online personal branding. Okay, now as much as possible, we go into the part 7, which is the presentations. Presentations parts is very similar to storytelling, but because the presentation is divided into 3 parts: the beginning, the middle, and the end. The beginning part is always quite tricky, because you are especially when you are online, you need to actually communicate with your audience first. The last thing is you don't communicate with your audience, then you'll feel they'll feel they're left out. So divided the part into 3 parts. The beginning part is warm-up part, okay, where you trigger their intention of wanting to find out more from you, what you're going to share today. And you need to be very clear. After that, the middle part is what you want to present. That is a storytelling part. Now you go into the third part. The third part will be the last part. It's called call to action part. At any point in time, you need to have a call to action, but you don't have to sell all the time. Let me tell you, big item things, very hard to sell online, you know. So you have to really start to think about what are the smaller items that you can start selling first, and slowly make them into your sales funnel and start selling them a more expensive item later part. If you start to be straight away, you want to charge people and start to sell, let me tell you, it doesn't work. Because I see a lot of people start to put webinar, charge them for amount of money. A webinar is already, most people put it as free. So if you go and charge it, let me tell you, I think the turnover rate is not high. Here itself, in brand itself and High Fly Asia, what do we do for our client is we help our clients to craft their webinar. Their webinar is the preview to what they are going to sell after that. So we help them to craft this because not many people really have the wisdom of crafting preview. Like for me, I've been a preview speaker for the longest time. So that's why I feel I have all the flair of helping people to craft it nicely. And also I train my clients how to present their content, how they present their preview. So I feel like this period of time during MCO, I think it's very good to acquire this wisdom, isn't it? Because by the time you acquire, you become first mover advantage, and automatically after the MCO, you can continue doing it. My webinar was a big success last week because we have audience coming from all over other part of Asia countries, and they sign up and things like that. And I feel very blessed. Now, who says that online cannot go global? I think online you can go global only if you know how to do it. Only you are confident on the content. Only you are confident about you can pull it off by presenting it well. A lot of people say online doesn't work. Let me say, it's not online doesn't work. It's you haven't mastered the art of presenting online. So that part itself, you need to master the art a little bit. Okay, so there goes all the 8 parts. My team will be sharing with that. But before that, let me go through some of the people that is in the house. Lydia is in the house, Gerald in the house, Cedric in the house, Liz, Tai Hao, Ernie, Terence. Let me see what are the new questions. Wilson. Okay, so Wilson, you asked one question that is, how can story on IT be interesting? Now, IT generally can be this much interesting, but you know what is the most interesting is Wilson Low, which will you yourself. Now, you make yourself interesting, and you are the one who share about IT. Now, personal branding, online, social media is all got to do with yourself. You yourself have to be interesting. You yourself has to be unique. People like to hang out with people that is nice and fun and positive and all these things. So IT is just a mode of your work only. Like for me, it's personal branding. For you, it's IT. For someone, it's developer. Those are more. But most of the time, when you go to social media, it's all about individual already. You are the biggest key to the success. Yeah. Now, Kolili say Prince of Time. Okay, very good, Jen. Let me see. Howard is the house. Very good job. So if you have any questions, can you please share me? So I can more than happy to be talk to you. Let me see here. Okay, good. So now for those in the house, before we invite Mei Tan to join us, I would like you to please like this Facebook Live, comment and share with it. I know that you have been sharing a lot of people posting, but if you could share this, I will be very much appreciate your support, because I think people need to know, generally people need to know the power of content. And I feel that this part of Facebook Live can fulfill their knowledge about that, because when you share, you're also helping them to craft all this content. Yeah. Okay. So last round of Ben Ho. Hi, Baby Boss, Michael, yeah, Ben Ho. So are you all ready? If you are ready to welcome Mei Tan, I want you to type on the comment Mei, M-E-I, Mei. Okay? So I want you to do that, because if you do that, then Mei will be so excited to be sharing more from her perspective on how to do that. I want to see more Mei first. Come, give us a little, because cannot hear your voice, so I need to have a little bit of you writing down on this. I want to see a few Mei in the house. Type, can you please comment Mei, so that Mei, and then, okay, Vicky, very good. We'll see all the Mei coming in. Very good. And now with the biggest applause, the biggest encouragement from the audience, all of them want to see the person, the Wonder Woman, and the person behind the legendary, innovative, and also Asia Green Group, one and only Wonder Woman in High Flyer Asia. She's none other than Mei Tan. Woohoo! Hey, can see it. Okay.
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
Are you surviving the MCO?
Yes, third week. So still surviving. I hope I still look fine.
You look fine. I think you slim down also, because I think you have been doing exercise on the daily basis every day, right?
Yeah. Well, you gotta keep the energy. You gotta find ways to, release my energy.
Right, isn't it? Because if not, you will go crazy, right? I tell you, I suddenly go online. I find that I got a new fun love about all the YouTube, all the fitness YouTube video, the Tabata, the combat. Oh my God, it's so amazing, and you can do it at your convenience at your own house, right? Correct.
Yes.
Okay, Mei. So you are you run Asia Green, which is one of the leading developer in Penang, and you do a lot of you do a lot of presentations and selling in all over Asia, because your clientele can come from all over Asia. You also run a platform which is on the next gen called Innovative. Now, of course, I guess the reason why I get you to come is because among all the friends that I have, I feel that you are one of the strongest friends that have a flair of writing. And you actually put a lot of effort in terms of writing, planning the posting before you start to write. So I would like to find out more from your perspective about how is the content can be a king in this sharing. Now, the first question I want to ask you is many property sharing. A lot of property sharing, a lot of ads are going out. Now, how do you? Is there any tips that you can do in terms of Asia Green stand out compared to the rest of property development or property projects? Because we are overwhelmed with a lot of projects, because every project also say they are good. Every project also say they are wonderful. I'm sure Penang also get a lot of projects. So what are the any tips that you actually do in order for to get people's to get notice of Asia Green or maybe Mei Tan in the first place?
Okay, well, first thing first in general, I think mainly is not go far away from the brand. So, Asia Green has been a well-established brand by itself. So we focus a lot on family and also landscaping and all the greenery, nature. So we're posting that we do, even though it's talking about MCO, talking about lockdown, but we never go far away from the brand. So we always do keep track of, the main focus and our audience. So again, our audience is more. So test that we did was a video contest to get people to showcase how they spend their family time together during the lockdown. So this not stray away from our main brand and our always the main vision and focus. So this is one part. And then next thing is also, you know, looking into what kind of people are interested to know. Right now, in terms of property, people like to also know about, you know, how about the interest, you know, now how hard is the loan, you know, it's more the education rather than going forward and say, okay, I have this project, you know, 1,000 something square feet, and then how much is it, and get people come and, you know, buy. Again, it's a high value, you know, items. So it's something that you have to engage and, you know, small the funnel for them to come back to us. Yeah.
See, because now we are at MCO, especially for the Malaysians audience, the last thing is they want to talk about buying property, right? Because they have so many things to take into considerations, right? Of course, we're talking about this. This time is also an opportunity where you get good deals, but definitely, I think we must be a little bit more mindful in terms of how we present ourselves. The last thing is you want people to perceive us that we are opportunists. Right. So if you let people feel that part opportunities, then it's a very negative branding on you already. Correct. So Mei, one question I ask you, does your own, because your own personal branding online and offline is pretty strong, does it help into you supporting Asia Green, your family business?
Yes, of course. You know, I think over the years I've built, you know, personal branding. Well, also thanks to Steve as well. That's how I started my personal branding journey about 3-4 years ago. So it does help on any sort of business I actually do. So from family business side, Asia Green Group, many people know about Asia Green Group after a while because, you know, when they know me talking about property and do a lot of sharing, you know, overseas as well. So slowly, and people start to aware of what I do, and then that link to my businesses. So Innovate Plus has its own branding, but people always sort of link me up into, you know, few things that I do. Yeah, so it definitely helped a lot. Yeah.
Right. And of course, these past years, when you are doing your online personal branding, you also get a lot of people asking you to give a panel of discussion or give talk all around Asia, I suppose, right? Because you share that. How does it feel that people acknowledging you from the effort of this online branding?
Well, I mean, it's definitely you know, very honored and really see the effects, you know, when people start to invite me for sharing, invite me to be one of the speakers to share my experience, you know, just from personal branding point of view, that it creates certain you know, sort of exposure, you know, to different you know, to different channel that I never would thought I'm actually able to go into. So and I think from their personal branding and linkage to presentation, to sharing, and then link to my other business brand. So it's always, it's kind of like a link together.
It's a whole stretch, right? Now, yeah. I think a lot of people want to ask you, because they ask me so many times, they want to ask you another person. It's like, when you started to do your online branding, now how soon you see the result? Where, like what was your fastest time? You know, you see, and what kind of result are you referring to?
Well, it's definitely not like the right away kind of thing. It has to be consistent. Any branding, you know, it has to be consistent. So it cannot be, you know, you start to let people perceive yourself as, you know, this kind of brand, and then you're not focused enough. You're kind of start to post every little non-related thing to, you know, to you or your brand. People start to be confused. Like, what are you? Who are you? Right? So people can link you to anything when they're not linking you with any of, you know, but perception. Technically, you can't really have any result. So I think it takes a while. I mean, I think the fastest, I would say, you know, few months. I do see, you know, more people being recognized, me, and as well as the brands and the businesses that I have. And yeah, it takes some time.
And the thing is, right, when you are doing this, I'm sure that you also start to have a lot of followers and fan base that I think is also very supporting of whatever that you are doing. And isn't it that is quite something that is quite exciting about this journey, right?
Yeah, I mean, it started to make me also realize that wherever I craft or post actually inspire people. Like you say, giving emotion to people and inspire people in different ways. And that's something that I didn't know actually I'm capable of doing. So, very grateful for people believe in me as well. And, again, this, whatever I share at the same time, I learn from it too. Yeah.
True. Okay, so now the second question, before I go into the second question, I like the audience in the house, if you like what Mei is sharing, what me is sharing, and what about this content is king is all about, please like, comment, and share. I'm sure that more people can benefit from this. Now, the second question I want to ask you is, what do you think is the trend that you observe during this MCO in terms of online trend?
Well, there are actually a lot of trends. I mean, like there's a lot of online sharing, like Facebook Live, Zoom, webinar meetings during the entire MCO. There are contents from, like fitness. Fitness, I would say, is one of the highest trend, hottest.
Hot.
Yeah, super hot. And also then, of course, cooking. Food is the next thing, and then followed by a lot of business sharing from, like you say, talking about the whole SME, the package, the government. So it's go random, everywhere. But in terms of main trend, in general, just what people can actually do at home. Yeah.
Yeah, and also TikTok, right?
Oh yeah, that too. A lot of challenges. A new challenge, dancing challenge, fitness challenge, singing challenge.
I always feel that it's fun, but somehow we still have to go down into what we do in terms of our work purpose and what are we trying to push as a thought leader in our environment. Like you yourself, of course, you are the thought leader in terms of the development, of course, and also in terms of the next generation's business owner. So these two are your keywords. How important it is to be always be aligned to your keywords and not deviate from that too much. What do you think?
Well, I think, like I say just now, about consistency. So when you have the keywords, and then that's where, the consistency, will keep on remind people about your keywords. So majority of my posting, if you realize, I don't stray away from these two, talking about either family business or talking about, my in terms of the family business is Asia Green, where we focus in terms of family and all this thing. And on the side, we're talking about my next gen community is Innovative Plus. So anything has to do with this brand and this keywords, I will never stray away from it. And then you say three keywords, and another one is entrepreneur. So as an entrepreneur myself, so anything that inspire entrepreneur, motivate entrepreneur in terms of mindset or in a business strategy or whatever, I will still always keep on my track. Yeah.
Just stay true to your focus, because the last thing is sometimes I always feel that it's so important to walk the talk. Like let's say if you want to ask someone, you want to next gen to come to your platform, you jolly well you also be promoting about next gen, right? Somehow it's like people always do this, is like when they want to sell people certain things, most of the time before the other person buy, they want to see whether the seller itself are actually doing it or not. If the seller itself is not doing it, there will be a little bit of mistrust going correct or not? Like, you never do, how come you ask me to do, correct? Right. Okay, so the third question I'll ask you is, now, to the audience in the house, in the Facebook Live, you can always ask me any questions. Okay, if you have any questions in the house, please type in the comment. We're more than happy to pick up 1 or 2 questions to share. Okay, now the third question I'll ask you is, you personally, okay, now these 3 weeks, which content that you somehow you saw, you like, and you say that it's quite a great job done? What is that and why?
Well, I more personally focus a lot more on personal development or more of the knowledge enhancement.
Yeah.
So I did couple of a webinar on talking about the global economy and more of the sharing of the supply chain, and also as well as of course I'm also like a lot on the fitness side. So I still think we still have to keep moving, keeping our mind strong and our body strong. So as an entrepreneur, right? So so far these are the 2 main things, talking about personal development and about knowledge sharing. So I still believe in we are not supposed to stop learning. The learning is never stopped, especially now online. There's so many available resources. Yeah.
So any particular like style of things that they do that somehow you feel that, oh, it's that's such a nice way of doing it, right? In doing the presentation or selling. But here itself is like that, because like me and Mei, we are very excited because we are in the verge of going into doing something very interesting for Asia Green. And for here itself, we won't be announcing it, but definitely we'll be announcing it very soon. And I hope that it will be innovative enough for you to be a trendsetter, with one of the trendsetter in Malaysia to be doing that, right? Okay, so now we have a question in the house. Alvin Tay would like to ask about how is the property market going to be after MCO? Now, what do you think, Mei?
Well, I would say property market actually after MCO, of course, probably not everyone would think about that's the first thing to buy. But again, it really depends on if they actually have the excess cash. It's also, so it means that these are the investors, these are the people who have additional cash that go in for investment. So it also meant because right now, property market, the pricing and all these things might be at a bit lower side. Overseas buyer, there are still potential because ringgit is low right now. So a lot of, for example, Hong Kong buyer, China buyer, they are still keen to explore overseas property. So in this, after MCO, there are still positive signs in terms of those people who have additional cash. They're looking for investment. That we're still looking to investment in terms of bulk sales or property hunter. Of course, people who are just buying individually will be lesser because the party right now, I think everyone is talking about, how to secure jobs, how to, maintain, the current situation instead of buying property. So it's more for investor who has excess cash right now to look into property buying or investment. Yeah.
Now, beside content is king, cash is king also, right?
Access cash is king. Yeah.
Access cash is king. Okay. So now, do you think will you think that the price of property will drop?
Well, I would say yeah, in a way that it will be it will drop a little bit. But I would think that it depends on location. Certain location, property is a long-term investment. So certain location won't drop too much. But overall, I would say property market looks like it will be slightly in a hit on the dropping.
So currently, what are the bank sentiment in terms of the loan for property and developer?
So right now, on the bank side, actually a lot of interest rate has dropped as well. So, and also the Bank Negara has opened up easier way for people to actually get loan. So to encourage again the property market to be stabilized and to go back up a bit. I mean, which is good, because we do have existing buyer there has been looking for loan. So this time is best because the past few years, government and the bank negara has been very strict in terms of the loan approval rate, right? So because of this, now interest is lower. The approval rate is higher. So people who have been looking for properties probably one of the best time to do so as well. Yeah.
Well, I think because it make things much easier for people to do it, and they want to encourage more people spending, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So now, there's a question in the house is saying, is video more important than written? Is YouTube needed? What kind of video? Now, I think this one, let me answer it, is because please be mindful about like this Facebook Live or Facebook posting, everything stay into the Facebook ecosystem. So the Google will not pick up Facebook up. Right? So my suggestion is whatever that you're posting here, you can post into your website, or whatever Facebook Live or webinar you're here, you can post it into YouTube, because YouTube is still connected to the Google. While you search for Google, you cannot search for Facebook content. But you search YouTube, you can search, Google can search YouTube content from YouTube and also from LinkedIn. So only Facebook is a very closed environment. In fact, it's very tricky because a lot of people start populated the content inside Facebook. They didn't aware that the Facebook didn't go out. So they were wondering how come people cannot search them and things like that. If you want people to search you from Google, like let's say Steve Wee, you need to populate your content outside from Facebook. Okay, so that is a thing. Now, video definitely is better than writing. Okay, video is better than picture. Picture better than writing. But for me, I really feel that it's a mix and match that's the best, because at the end of the day, a lot of times we just want to like just scroll through. We don't really have time to watch very long video. So just imagine every of your friends starting to post video. You'll be very busy just watching a video, isn't it, Mei? What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think video is very important, but you rather want to have a good video than a bad video. So instead of in order to produce a good video, take time in terms of planning, storytelling, and editing, and all these things take time. So you cannot just take forever to do one video and then expect that video will be consistently that forever. So in the meantime, when you're producing your video, you can then write in terms of contents, pictures, to engage and remind people that you are there. Your brand is still there. Yeah.
I tell you, this MCO, right? Because everyone is so free, everyone will be very smangat. Their smangat is, wow, they stay, go online, everything. The moment after MCO, you see they're all punctured already. Now, the whole thing is never about kickstarting or what, it's about consistency, right? As long as you continue doing it, the result will be very great. So do not just do it because it's a trend. Do it because you have an objective behind doing it. There must be a purpose doing it. If not, I will already say, then might as well you just watch Netflix, don't need to do anything, right? So every single effort must have a purpose. Now, so you see, like what I say, the time flies just like nobody business. Very fast, it's already 9 o'clock. Now, I will have asked you the last question before we sum up today's Facebook Live. Now, for anyone in the house, if you like the whole Facebook Live so far, can you travel to like, comment, and share? And please help me to give your biggest shout out to Mei by putting Mei, okay? The last question will be like this, okay? Now, what is your number one tips in terms of creating better content online? This number one tips is so amazing that it definitely will make a lot of people want to watch this. What is your one tips?
Well, my one tips always is know your audience. So in order to you have to know who are you talking to, right? And what kind of info them to watch it, to listen to you, to read your contents. and what they like, where are they looking for. So I think, first identify your audience. Who are they? Are they any specific, as much as details and research that you can done for your audience, and then craft it towards your audience. Yeah.
See, your audience is the most important, right? You craft it according to what your audience want to hear. Now, if your audience don't even want to hear, your craft also no use. So a lot of people craft the content what they want to share, but they never craft the content according to what people want to hear, right? Correct. So that is also very important tips. Frankly speaking, you only craft content, you create product according to what your audience wants. You don't do it the other way around. There's one more question coming in. Now, this is the same one, is from Elvin. Elvin say, do you think that by fully furnished, the property is being added a fully finished package, would it actually add the value to the property buyer?
Okay, personally, I don't think so, especially for now. Just because, like we say, people who would buy property at this moment, they are not looking for a new upgrades, or wanted to buy a house to stay. Not at the moment, not at this point of time. So people would rather that buy is, like I say, property hunter investor, and they don't care about what furniture you give them, or what fancy design of furniture that you're putting in for them, because at this moment, people who buy might not be that kind of audience. And again, at a developer point of view, sometimes fully furnished, right? It's just everyone's style is very different. So you thought that is the design that most people wanted, or then people don't like that style because of that. They don't like your upgrade. They don't like your fully furnished. So sometimes it could be very subjective. So it's just an option, previously a lot of people did it, but I think now I would say lesser people would go for a fully furnished type of package.
Definitely. Okay, thank you very much, Mei. So for those who want to follow Mei, your Facebook is Mei Tan. Your IG, Instagram is also Mei Tan. So you can always follow Mei Tan. She shares very good content all the time, and she shares her fitness journey all the time. And it's so inspiring for her to be so busy and doing all these things. And she's one of the women I'm inspired, to have as a friend, as a sister, right? And definitely, those who want to share, to join, to add me. Here itself, Facebook, my Instagram is Steve Wee. Feel free to join, to add me. And definitely, if you have any questions, you can always PM me on my Facebook and my Instagram, or even any questions for me, you can PM me also. Other than that, today is Wednesday. Today is 22nd day. Day 22, is it?
I lost count.
Lost count, right? It's the day 22 of the MCO. Hope everyone take good care of yourself. Stay home so that we can overcome this as soon as possible. Be good, okay, and stay healthy. Remember this. Always, this is a window opportunity for you to launch your online platform. Please don't miss out this window opportunity. If you need any question, any advice or anything, feel free to PM me. I'm more than happy to help you. Other than that, Mei, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. Okay, so see you. Bye-bye. Okay, bye guys. Thank you very much for joining. And we'll call it off. I'll see you next Wednesday. Same time, 8 o'clock. I'm going to share 7 ways to make your content viral. I think this is a very interesting. Purely, we talk about content, viral content. I will show you some example on the day so that we can actually learn how to make our content viral. Other than that, thank you very much. My name is Steve Wee. Thank you for joining High Fly Asia and brand yourself. Bye-bye.
Bye.